In January 2025, a remarkable gathering took place at the edge of the vast Sahara Desert. Scientists, ecologists, and visionaries from every corner of the globe converged on this arid frontier, united by a single, audacious goal: to breathe new life into one of the harshest environments on Earth. Their mission was as daring as it was hopeful: release millions of specially selected bees, each chosen for their resilience and adaptability, into the unforgiving sands. These bees, the product of years of research and careful genetic selection, were seen as tiny pioneers, capable of sparking a transformation that could ripple across continents. The vision was nothing short of revolutionary: to turn the relentless sun-baked desert into a living tapestry of green. If successful, the Sahara would become a thriving ecosystem, a place where plants, animals, and people could coexist and flourish. The world watched with bated breath as the first bees took flight, carrying with them the hopes of generations. For centuries, the Sahara has stood as a symbol of desolation and emptiness, a place where life struggles to gain a foothold. But now, with the gentle hum of bees filling the air, the desert held a new promise. Could these tiny creatures, so often overlooked, become the agents of change in a landscape defined by extremes? The plan was simple in concept, but monumental in impact. By pollinating native plants, the bees would set off a chain reaction, a domino effect that could allow trees, shrubs, and grasses to take root, stabilize the soil, and gradually transform the barren sands into a mosaic of life. Each flower visited, each grain of pollen carried, was a step toward a greener future. This ambitious project was about more than just the Sahara. It was a beacon of hope for a planet grappling with climate change and the relentless spread of deserts. If the experiment succeeded here, it could inspire similar efforts in arid regions around the world, offering a blueprint for reversing desertification and restoring balance to fragile ecosystems. But the desert is a formidable adversary. Blistering heat, fierce sandstorms, and scarce water make survival a daily struggle for even the hardiest life forms. The scientists knew that setbacks were inevitable, and that the path to realizing their dream would be fraught with obstacles and uncertainty. As the bees were released into the golden light of dawn, a silent question lingered in the minds of all who watched. Could these tiny, determined creatures endure the Sahara's harsh embrace and ignite the miracle of desert bloom? Only time would tell if hope could truly take root in the sands. Bees are among nature's most effective pollinators, playing a vital role in the intricate web of life that sustains our planet. Their tireless work goes far beyond simply collecting nectar. As they move from blossom to blossom, they transfer pollen, enabling plants to reproduce and flourish. This process is fundamental to the survival of countless plant species, many of which form the basis of entire ecosystems. Bees are responsible for sustaining the plants that form the backbone of our ecosystems. These plants provide food and shelter for a wide array of animals, from insects to birds and mammals, creating a delicate balance that supports life in all its forms. Without bees, the diversity and abundance of plant life would diminish, threatening the stability of natural habitats everywhere. Without them, the balance of flora and fauna would collapse, triggering a cascade of ecological consequences. The absence of bees would lead to fewer flowering plants, which in turn would impact the animals that depend on them for food and shelter. Over time, entire ecosystems could unravel, leaving barren landscapes where vibrant life once thrived. Bees pollinate a third of the food we eat, underpinning economies and sustaining livelihoods worldwide. From apples and almonds to coffee and cucumbers, many of our favorite foods rely on bees for successful harvests. Farmers and communities around the globe depend on healthy bee populations to ensure food security and economic stability. In the Sahara Project, bees were seen as harbingers of change, expected to enhance plant growth and biodiversity. By introducing bees to this challenging environment, scientists hope to jumpstart the process of ecological restoration, encouraging native plants to thrive and attracting other wildlife to the area. Their work would stabilize soil, reduce erosion, and create a self-sustaining ecosystem. As bees pollinate ground cover and other vegetation, their efforts help anchor the soil, preventing it from being swept away by wind and rain. Over time, this can transform barren sand into fertile ground, supporting a greater diversity of life. Yet, as resilient as bees are, they remain vulnerable to environmental extremes. Harsh weather, intense heat, and lack of water can all threaten their survival, especially in places as unforgiving as the Sahara. Their survival depends on specific conditions, and even the hardiest species have limits. Bees need access to flowering plants, water, and shelter to thrive. When these resources are scarce, their populations can quickly decline, putting entire ecosystems at risk. In the Sahara's extreme environment, the question of whether bees could thrive became urgent. Could these remarkable pollinators adapt to such a harsh landscape, or would the challenges prove insurmountable? The answer would shape the future of restoration efforts in one of the world's most challenging environments. The Sahara is a land of extremes, where the very air shimmers with heat and the horizon seems to stretch on forever. This immense desert, the largest hot desert on Earth, covers over 9 million square kilometers, dwarfing entire countries with its endless sea of sand. Life here is a daily battle against the elements, and survival is never guaranteed. Daytime temperatures can soar to a staggering 70 degrees Celsius, turning the sand into a scorching expanse that radiates heat like an oven. The relentless sun beats down, making the ground so hot it can burn bare skin, and even the air itself feels heavy and oppressive. For bees, maintaining a hive temperature of 35 degrees was a constant struggle. The delicate balance inside the hive was threatened every day as the bees worked tirelessly to fan their wings and keep the brood safe from the searing heat outside. Even a small rise in temperature could spell disaster for the colony. The desert soil, hardened by years of relentless sun and the trampling of livestock, became almost impenetrable. When rare rainstorms did arrive, the water could not soak in. Instead, it rushed over the surface, carrying away the precious topsoil that plants and animals so desperately needed. This loss made it even harder for life to take root. This unforgiving cycle left the Sahara with little more than shifting dunes and sparse, hardy vegetation. Only the toughest plants could survive, clinging to life in isolated patches, while the wind constantly reshaped the landscape, burying any hope of stability beneath waves of sand. The bees faced an environment seemingly designed to thwart them. Heat could melt hive wax and hardened soil blocked access to resources. With few flowers to forage from and little water to drink, every day was a test of endurance and ingenuity. The very survival of the hive depended on their ability to adapt to these relentless challenges. With each passing day, the odds stacked higher against them. The sun's path across the sky marked another cycle of struggle, and the shadows grew longer, as hope seemed to fade. Yet the bees persisted, driven by instinct and the faint promise of better days. Yet the vision of a blooming desert persisted. After rare rains, the Sahara could transform almost overnight. Flowers would burst from the sand and green shoots would emerge, painting the landscape with fleeting color and life. This transformation, though brief, inspired hope for a different future. Scientists realized that unlocking the Sahara's potential required more than technology. It demanded a deep understanding of the land. They studied the soil, the plants, and the creatures that called this place home, searching for ways to work with nature rather than against it. Only by respecting the desert's harsh realities could they hope to bring lasting change. As weeks passed, the Sahara's harshness took its toll on the bee colonies. Despite genetic enhancements, the relentless heat melted hive wax, collapsing structures and trapping bees inside. Extreme temperatures forced bees to abandon foraging, focusing instead on cooling their nests. A losing battle. Without food, colonies weakened, and the vibrant hum of life faded into silence. The dream of green corridors across the Sahara crumbled under the weight of an unforgiving environment. The collapse of the hives was a humbling lesson in the complexity of nature. Introducing genetically chosen bees to the Sahara was a gamble rooted in optimism. These bees were bred for heat resistance and survival, but the desert's extremes proved overwhelming. The experiment revealed the limits of human intervention in natural systems. Even advanced genetic modifications couldn't overcome the Sahara's relentless elements. This failure underscored the importance of respecting the intricacy of ecosystems, rather than assuming they can be easily manipulated. The setback prompted a shift in strategy, away from high-tech solutions and toward traditional land-based methods. Sometimes, simplicity and local wisdom are more effective than the most advanced technology. After the failed bee experiment, focus shifted to a more grounded approach: crescent-shaped pits. These semicircular holes, open uphill, captured rainwater and allowed it to seep into the ground, nourishing the soil. Part of the Great Green Wall Initiative, this method relied on ancient water management principles. The pits represented a return to ecosystem restoration fundamentals, harnessing natural water flow to rejuvenate the land. As rainwater collected, it broke the soil's crust, creating underground reservoirs for native plants to take root. The simplicity of this approach was its greatest strength, showing the power of working with nature. The success of the crescent pits offered hope, a reminder that profound solutions often embrace the wisdom of the land and its people. The crescent-shaped pits sparked a remarkable chain of events in the Sahara. As they captured rainwater, hardy native grasses grew, breaking through the desert's crust and stabilizing the soil. These grasses created microclimates, attracting insects and birds that contributed to pollination and seed dispersal. Dormant seeds of native trees like acacias began to sprout, adding shade and habitat for wildlife. Gradually, corridors of greenery expanded across the desert, defying the notion that the Sahara was insurmountable. The transformation was slow but real, driven by community efforts and patience. The success of the crescent pits proved that small, thoughtful changes could have lasting environmental impacts. It was a testament to the power of community-driven restoration. Amid the broader story, native Saharan bees stand out. These bees have survived in isolated oases for millennia, uniquely adapted to the extremes of heat and aridity. They are vital pollinators for fragile ecosystems, sustaining plants like date palms essential to wildlife and people. Yet modern threats, habitat loss, climate change, and invasive species endanger their survival. The loss of these bees would disrupt the delicate balance of the oases and the region. Their endurance highlights the importance of preserving and learning from nature's ancient wisdom. The story of the frozen bees and crescent-shaped pits in the Sahara is one of ambition, failure, and hope. It shows the resilience of nature and the power of human ingenuity when it aligns with natural processes. The journey from high-tech fixes to simple, community-led initiatives offers lessons for restoration efforts everywhere. The bee experiment's failure highlighted the limits of imposing human will on nature. Success often comes from working in harmony with the land, embracing local knowledge and patience. The Sahara's story is one of collaboration between people and nature, requiring humility and perseverance. As we face global environmental challenges, these lessons guide us toward a future where nature and humanity thrive together.